Okay, so this is gonna be my first video commenting on one of VJ Fight School videos, and he's like, I'm subscribed to VG Fight School. I like his content. He definitely goes after the fanboys, whether it be from PlayStation or Xbox, maybe sometimes even Nintendo or PC guys. Actually, no, I don't think my bad. I don't think he actually ever talked about Nintendo, but I could be wrong there. But he's mainly talk. I want to say like he may be wrong on a couple of things in this video pertaining to the Bloodborne PC port, which Sony refuses to do for some crazy reason that we may not know. But he gives out his reasons in this video where I believe he may be wrong, because the fact that this game is not on PC at all yet, while other games are from PlayStation Studios, I think PlayStation, actually I believe that PlayStation is dropping the ball very bad with this one. It pertains to games like Bloodborne, Demon Souls, and Gravity Rush. Like a whole bunch of other games, maybe even Infamous, right? Where he has believed that this game won't do so well. In this video at this time, he thinks that Bloodborne will not do so well on a PC when there is a huge Souls community on PC that played Sekiro, Elder Ring, Dark Souls 3, and maybe even From Software has another series. I forgot what the series is called. Hold up, maybe let me see like what that other series was. Let me just look for a second. Armor Core. It was Armor Core that From Software also made. A lot of people say the Armor Core series is fun. If I got time to play it, I'll probably buy it. But we're gonna get back into this right now and see why I believe he's wrong about PlayStation now wanting to put this game over to the PC.
Leaks that actually unveiled to us that this game had overall amassed sales of about 7 million copies. Now, 7 million copies is a very good and robust number for an exclusive. However, this is 7 million with a potential install base of about 100 million units. PlayStation 4 sold over 100 million units, but this game did not necessarily capitalize, nor did he leverage on that. I think Sony's opportunity to relaunch this game with a remake or a remaster, such as The Last of Us, had already passed its window. So a game like The Last of Us was more likely to get a sequel than Bloodborne. A game like God of War was more likely to get a sequel than Bloodborne, because in that generation, their numbers were, materially higher. I mean, I'm talking 2 to almost 3-fold in some cases. And Marvel Spider-Man 2 was always bound to get a sequel. Hence, you're already seeing the sequels that are coming. In fact,
okay, he says that these games up here are more likely to get a sequel and most likely to have like PC ports. My question is, Bloodborne, if Days Gone and Ratchet and Clank so way less than Bloodborne, how come Bloodborne right here doesn't get a PC port? Because Days Gone got a PC port, and Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart got a PC port, and last time I checked, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart sold like 4 million sales on the PS5. But for some reason, they just ignored like Bloodborne and Demon Souls and Gravity Rush. Even though right now, PlayStation is looking to innovate more of their PlayStation first-party games on PC and other platforms like the Xbox, like how we seen with Helldivers, right? Because Helldivers is a huge game on PlayStation, but they see the amount of money that could be coming from the multi-platform formula like Xbox is doing, and what Nintendo is also doing when it pertains to like having Mario Kart on the Google Play Store, and I maybe think the Apple Store as well. So if Days Gone could get a PC port, and also Ratchet & Clank Ripped Apart, why ignore Bloodborne? Like, Bloodborne is a game the Souls community on the PC port would love to have, which is why you see emulations like Shad PS4, and where they're literally making the game from scratch, from ground up. They are innovating it. They are putting in mods to make the game better. Sony is literally wasting money, or they are losing money by not giving the consumers on the PC side what they want. Because the people on the PC side, even people on the PS5 and the PS4 side, who wants a 60 FPS patch with pertains to Bloodborne, and PlayStation Studios just refuse to do it. Again, we truly don't know why they are ignoring games like Bloodborne and Demon Souls and Gravity Rush to go to the PC platform. Maybe it's because they shut down Japan Studio and they don't want to put any resources in it. Maybe that could be like the major reason why. But until PlayStation gives like a valid reason why they don't port those kind of games, we may never know for sure. It's just going by speculation that maybe they lost a source code. Maybe there's some dispute between Miyazaki from Software and PlayStation Studios. But we don't really know for sure why they are fundamentally, ignoring this game.
The noise right now being made is that there's another Uncharted game being developed inside of Naughty Dog Studios,
which we kind of just found out was false because they are actually working on Intergalactic. And again, they done with The Last of Us. We all know they're done with The Last of Us because the amount of backlash they got from The Last of Us 2, even the TV show, had the first season was, from what people said, was pretty good. But the second season that inspired The Last of Us Part 2 didn't really do so well with the critics and even the critics. It didn't go so well. So Uncharted 4, for what I've heard, this is the last Uncharted game. They're kind of done with the Uncharted game. And this is also one of the reasons why Naughty Dog would not work on Sly Cooper and they would not work on Jack and Daxter. Those are also two games right there that could be doing well on the PC platform when it pertains to PlayStation Studios. But they chose not to do it. Instead, like, they chose to work on Concord, which was supposed to be PlayStation's Star Wars, quote unquote, from Herman Holtz. But it didn't work out very well. And the game got shut down in less than 2 weeks. And it was a $400 million budget. $400 million. Bloodborne right there would have made way more money than that in the span of a year if it was on PC and or Xbox. But we will never know until they actually give like a valid reason why they don't port Bloodborne to PC.
So hence, data is very important if you can get your hands on it to be able to see trends, and you can basically make correlations because these companies are going to make games that they have more of a likelihood that line is going to go up. Bloodborne did not give that indicator, and right now, even till this moment in time, the indicator is still not there. In fact, let me even show you another number that would probably maybe not surprise you. That's Days Gone. You loved Days Gone, didn't you? Some of you enjoyed it, some of you supported it, but Sony canceled a sequel for it. Well, you know why they canceled the sequel? Because it's sitting in this category of line didn't necessarily go up that much, so we're more than likely not going to be making the sequel.
Yet, still, Days Gone got a PC port, but Bloodborne didn't. Actually, yeah, let me go ahead and just search this right now for you guys from PlayStation Studios, so I can go ahead and just show you. So we seen Stellar Blade, right? Stellar Blade only sold almost 2 million on the PS5, but then this game went to PC and it sold 2 million in 3 days. 3 days. The Last of Us Part 2, Days Gone right there. They got Days Gone on the PC, even Until Dawn. They got the Until Dawn on PC as well. And this game didn't really see a huge amount of sales from this list right here. Like, we got Until Dawn, we got Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, we got Returnal. This game didn't really sell a lot on the PC platform. Heck, even the PS5 platform. From guys like Big Cloud Gaming, Returnal only sold, what was it, 1 million copies on the PS5, but yet they still ported it to the PC platform. Got also games like Sackboy: A Big Adventure. Days Gone right there. The first Helldivers. So why ignore games like Bloodborne and Demon Souls and Gravity Rush? Right here, even Lego Horizon Adventures. This game didn't do good on the PS5, the Nintendo Switch, or the PC platform. But still, they chose to port this game, to make this game, than Bloodborne or Demon Souls or Gravity Rush, like I said. Or even this new game, Midnight Murder Club. I don't know anything about this game. Quite frankly, it doesn't. I seen previews of it. It didn't really, look that interesting to me. But there is really no reason why we got games like Until Dawn from the PlayStation Studios, and then games like Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. Also with games like Returnal, Sackboy: A Big Adventure, and Days Gone, that from your own statistics itself sold way less than Bloodborne. But yet still, Sony Interactive or PlayStation Studios, they don't want to touch Bloodborne. Again, we don't truly know for sure if it's PlayStation Studios or if it's Miyazaki from Software. We don't truly know. But Miyazaki and the developers over there at From Software said, yes, we do want to port the game over to PC. Problem is, if I say I want a PC port, I would get in trouble. From literally what Miyazaki said. And right here from IGN. In IGN's own interview with Miyazaki about the Shadow of the Erdtree DLC, we asked Miyazaki about the possibility of a Bloodborne remake, but he deflected. Unfortunately, and I've said this in other interviews, it's not in my place to talk about Bloodborne specifically. We simply don't own the IP at From Software. For me personally, it was a great project, and I have a lot of great memories for that game, but we're not at a liberty to talk about it. So literally, From Software doesn't own the game. Sony does. However, I wouldn't say that's the be-all and end-all. I think purely from a user perspective, modern hardware also allows more players to appreciate other games. And so, it ends up being a simple reason. But as a fellow player, I think that the accessibility is important. I think that can be the driving force between bringing an old game to a new platform. So he wants the game on PC and maybe Xbox even. But we never know. But there was also another one saying, if I say I want a PC port for Bloodborne, I would get in trouble. Why is that? Because PlayStation is literally holding Bloodborne hostage. It's the same thing with Demon Souls. Even though Demon Souls didn't really get a lot of sales on either the PS3 or the PS5. Like, I think the most they got was like 5 million sales from Demon Souls from the PS5. On the PS3, sorry. And even the PS5, I think it sold like, what, 2 or 3 million? And still to this day. They would rather see, like, let those IPs just drift off. Instead of, like, doing what's best for business and putting those games to other platforms so they can make more money. Because the Souls community is very large. Whether it be from PC, Xbox, or PlayStation. They can put it on Good Old Games. They can put it on Epic. They can put it on Steam. Any sort of PC storefront, right? But they chose not to because they would rather make a game like Concord and go for that live service money than actually make a single player game that people truly want on that platform. Because the Souls community is pretty freaking big. They can literally make a slop. And I'm talking about From Software in general. They can make a slop and still make a tremendous amount of money. Like the Armored Core audience is not that big, but still From Software makes a lot of money from the Armored Core series.
That's just one hurdle that Bloodborne faces for it not to basically be coming to the other platforms as either a remake or whatever it is. Now, I'm not saying that this spells out impossibility. Please don't get me wrong. I'm just saying that this is one of the hurdles that the game actually faces in this particular conversation. So seeing as it took the game almost about 8 years for it to hit that 7 million copies, it's still highly unlikely that it's going to be one that they're going to be giddy about making. I mean, if they cancel Days Gone, which was able to amass its 7+ million copies in a shorter period of time than Bloodborne was also able to basically come up with its 7 million copies, then you can almost guarantee that it's not something that PlayStation would want to pursue, because it doesn't necessarily see the 10, 15, 20 million sales numbers that actually seems to be attached to it.
Now, see, that's the difference between the PC platform and the PlayStation platform and the Xbox platform. The PC platform is a much more bigger platform than both of those ecosystems combined. Yeah, Xbox is expanding more on the PC platform and also expanding more on the PlayStation platform because they see more money in putting games elsewhere, you know. Forza Horizon 5 literally outsold almost every exclusive game that's on PlayStation right now. It outsold Stellar Blade, it outsold Death Stranding 2. That was another game that PlayStation dropped this year. It's kind of crossing my mind right now, but those two games are the biggest ones that I could think of. I'm sorry, Stellar Blade was from last year. That's my apologies. But Forza Horizon 5, actually a lot of Xbox owned IPs from Bethesda or Activision or Xbox Game Studios are outselling a whole bunch of PlayStation games right now. But the fact is, Sony is just wasting resources on trying to get to that live service money, and they have not been doing a good job at it. Like the Gran Turismo community, it may be big, but it's not in the top 15 like Forza Horizon 5 is for the Xbox platform. But we truly don't know why they want to put this game over to the PC. Maybe one of the stockholders will ask, yo, port the Souls game over to the PC and the Xbox, and then we can make more money out of it. But until then, we don't know. But let me know what y'all think about this in the comments below. VG Fight School, if you got something, if you got another take on this, let me know. I'm all for an honest discussion. But like the video, share the video. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.